FNAF fan games are one of the biggest mixed bags out there. From Day Shift at Freddy's to Dormitabus to Five Nights at Sonic's, FNAF fan games can really range from really good to really bad. And so for this series, I wanted to look at a lot of the FNAF fan games that came out over the years. Each episode I'll be looking at one good FNAF fan game, one FNAF fan game that's pretty bad, and then one FNAF game that got pretty ugly. FNAF has been around for what seems like forever now, so for most of these you'll know what they are already, but I will be covering them from a gameplay perspective and from a story's perspective. So let's start off with the wheel that I'm going to spin so we can see which of the good FNAF games we'll get first. So let's see. Well, fuck. Five Nights at Warios 3 is about what you would expect from a game called Five Nights at Warios. Instead of animatronics, it's Mario characters, but besides that, it's just a basic FNAF game. The game is set in a guy's house as the Mario gang tries to break in and kill him. Basic spooky story stuff, you know. Now you may be asking, why do you have this listed as one of the good FNAF games, if it's so basic? Well, I give one good reason for it, and if you don't agree with me, that's fine. But I think the mechanic in this game of switching rooms after each night to be genuinely quite frightening. Unlike most FNAF games, which generally keep you in the same spot for the whole time, this game doesn't. And some nights you'll be in a kitchen, while the next you could be in a living room. And to explain why I think that's scary, I think it's because you don't have a space to get used to like you do in the other FNAF fan games. Every time you figure out how an area works, it throws you into a new location to figure out everything again. I think this is great because it keeps the player on their toes instead of just figuring out the core gameplay loop like most FNAF games you would. While most FNAF games just increase the AI of the animatronics to make the game more difficult, but not really changing the loop of the night, this one does both, changing the gameplay and the AI to make it extremely difficult as the nights goes along. And I think this makes the game inherently more frightening because unlike most things where you get more used to it and you start to get less scared as each night goes along, this one you have to deal with the AI getting more difficult, and you also have to deal with each location having more openings than the last one sometimes. And the changing of the location in the game also keeps the gameplay loop fresh. It doesn't make it so you're just in the same office for all 5 nights, which in some of the FNAF games can get kind of boring because one of the big things is innovation, so this kind of innovates on the FNAF idea a little bit compared to the other FNAF games that have been released. And I personally think this is all great, and it makes the game just a fun game to play. It's not like S-tier game quality, but it's still a good FNAF fan game, I think. However, while I think that is personally great, the only problem that comes along with it, however, is the fact that this game is really freaking hard. Like seriously, while recording this video, I swear I died like 100 times while playing this game. It's so fucking difficult. And if that's just me, you can fucking make fun of me in the comments all you want. I don't care. I cannot beat this game for the life of me. While most FNAF games can be somewhat hard, this one is just built different, I guess. I can't make it past night 5, which is crazy to me because I used to play like the first 3 FNAF games on repeat all the time, but no, this one's just really freaking difficult for me. I don't know why. And so I say keep that in mind before checking this out because I might just suck at this game, but please let me know, as that could be it. But in my opinion, this game is really, really hard. But besides all that, I would still recommend the game, and I would say check it out if you have time, and it's really fun. So let's get on to the first bad one. For the bad game of this week, it got selected as Five Nights at ChuckECheese's, and before we go any further, I recorded me and my friend's reaction to playing this game on the first night where I completely failed, and I think you guys would enjoy it, so here's the clips. Okay, so here we are, 5 minutes ago. Oh my god! Listen to the voice acting.
I have COVID, by the way. Anybody on YouTube, please feel bad for me.
The game's glitching out. That's
No,
weird.
it's not.
The Bluetooth device is real hell. The
Wait,
Bluetooth
is this like
device
a fan art?
is a connected. Who's that?
Ah!
Dude, it's Golden Peppino.
Was that golden? Golden Chucky?
Damn.
Is that a white? Is there a closet?
Oh.
Oh shit! Oh shit! You gotta close the door.
You're so bad.
Good.
Oh my god.
I don't do jump scares.
Five Nights at ChuckECheese has to be one of the funniest gaming experiences I've had in a while. It has non-stop funny moments if you're playing with a group of friends, as there's just everything that could possibly be bad about a FNAF game is in this game. Really bad modeling, usually mainly just taken from photos of real life ChuckECheese characters. The jump scare is extremely lame, and it's pretty funny that my friend got jump scared so bad by it. It was just a really fun experience. We didn't take it seriously whatsoever, we were just having a good time, if that makes sense, and it was really fun. It's just a very standard FNAF clone, but I'd actually recommend checking this one out if you have a group of friends to play with, because it doesn't really add anything to the FNAF experience. It's not like anything like special, but it truly is just a fun time to have with friends, because it's just really bad, essentially. And it was just really fun to play with friends, and when we were playing, it was every time that something goofy would happen, we'd just start laughing. So it was just a fun experience. Even though it's not a good game, it's just actually really bad. It's the power system is awful in the game. It doesn't make much sense because it will only go down when you're using the lights, not even when you're using the cameras. So it's really easy. I don't know how I died on the first night. It was probably just me having too much fun. But I would not recommend this game, but I would at the same time, if you have a good sense of humor, it's fun. So overall, this section of the game isn't great. It's not a great game. It's not a good game. It's just bad. But it's one of those games that's so bad that it's good. It's hilarious. The voice acting is one of the funniest things I've heard in a while. It's pretty funny all around. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and let's get to the ugly section, where this is going to be a little less lighthearted. This is going to be more so about creators that did something wrong. And the fan games themselves might not be bad, but the stories behind them might be. This week I'm going to go light on you guys, but know that next time we will be covering extremely dark topics in this section. For this week though, we are going to be looking at the failure that is Five Nights at Candies 3. See, Five Nights at Candies 3 on paper should work. I mean, it's the third game in a series that I would consider to be one of the better Five Nights at Freddy's fan games out there, with Five Nights at Candies being one of the first fan games out there. And it's based on what I would consider to be the scariest of the FNAF games, which is FNAF 4. So now, why doesn't it work? Well, I don't think it works for a few reasons. First off, it doesn't innovate enough to keep the gameplay interesting. The game has an almost opposite feel to Five Nights at Warios 3, because even though the visuals are on point for this game, the gameplay itself gets stale and uninteresting after the second night. See, the rat uses the same movements throughout most of the game, so predicting its patterns gets somewhat easy as time goes along, and this leads to the gameplay loop getting extremely boring after too long of playing it. This stale gameplay continues with the other animatronics, and the balancing act never feels quite what it could be. And this makes me sad because the visuals of this game are excellent. I think the animatronic designs in this game are great, and this rat animatronic startled me the first time I played it. But the game just doesn't do enough to innovate to keep things interesting. The other thing that gets annoying is the lack of things to look at. Unlike most FNAF games, you literally are stuck in the bed for the whole game. This wouldn't be a problem if it kept you on your toes like FNAF 4, but see, because of the gameplay, this doesn't happen. So even though the visuals of the game are extremely interesting and intriguing to look at, it gets boring to look at after a while because of the gameplay. But before ending the segment, I should say that I don't hate this game. I think it's just a little boring. This game could have been so much, but I felt like it did so little, and that's why I put it in this category. I do not mean this as an insult, however, as I know how hard these games can be to make, but I know this creator can do better from their other games. So that's why I included it in this section of the video. The other creators in the other weeks in this section, I will not be saying as many good things as I am about this one, as I know this guy has created good stuff and hasn't really done anything like the other creators that are going to be at this section. So do not rag on this person. Their game is fine. It's just a little boring, and it's just not great considering the series it's part of was a foundation of FNAF fan games at the time and still is a foundation of that. So let's get on with the ending of the video. And that is all for today, folks, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and if you did, please remember to like and subscribe, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. And if you did like the video, please let me know down in the comments below, and if you want me to keep doing this series, please let me know. I'm planning on doing more of these, but if you guys don't want me to, that's fine. Let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great week.